Welcome back to our Elderly Sphere channel. It's always such a pleasure to chat with you here, just you and me sharing stories, advice, and a little bit of warmth. Today, I want to start by telling you about James. James is 75, but if you ever saw him strolling through his neighborhood, you'd swear he was 20 years younger. Every morning, rain or shine, James laces up his old but sturdy sneakers and heads out the door. The creaky gate, the gentle rustle of leaves, the cool morning air filling his lungs, it's all part of his ritual. And I swear, he walks with a smile so genuine, it's as if he's discovered a secret the rest of us have been searching for. But here's the thing, James wasn't always like this. Not so long ago, he found himself feeling sluggish and worn out. Just getting up from his favorite armchair felt like a chore. It frustrated him, made him feel like he was losing something Presushi's independence, and if we're being honest, it scared him. He didn't want to be that man who needed help with everything. So, he made a decision, a simple one, to walk, not run, not lift heavy weights, just walk. At first it was only around his yard. A few minutes here and there, his legs aching and his breathing heavy, but he kept at it. Day after day, step after step. And something remarkable started happening. He felt stronger, his legs steadied, his breathing eased. He even felt a little clearer in his mind, like a fog had been lifted, and that fear of losing his independence, it started melting away. Science backs up what James has discovered through his own experience. Studies from Harvard Medical School show that regular walking can cut your risk of heart disease by up to 40%. Just think about that. 40%. That's not just some small improvement. That's your heart beating stronger, your lungs expanding deeper, your blood flowing with purpose. It's a lifeline, one step at a time. But here's what makes walking so beautiful. It's not about speed or distance or fancy equipment. It's about simply getting up and moving. And if James could find his strength again, so can you. Because walking isn't just exercise, it's a gift you give yourself. Imagine taking a walk through your neighborhood, feeling the sun on your face, breathing in the fresh air. Maybe it's a slow, thoughtful stroll. Maybe it's a brisk walk that gets your blood pumping. It doesn't matter. Every step is a small act of reclaiming your strength, your independence, your joy. And here's a secret James would love for you to know. It's never too late to start. Even if you've never been one to exercise, or if you're feeling like your body just isn't what it used to be. You don't have to walk for miles. Just a few minutes around the block. And if that feels too much, that's okay. Even pacing through your living room counts. What matters is the effort, the intention, because those little walks, they build up over time. They make you stronger. They make you sharper. They make you feel alive. So, my friend, if you've been feeling sluggish or worn down, if you've been sitting more than moving, I encourage you to take that first step, just like James did, and see what it does for you. And if you're still here with me, and you believe in the power of something as simple as walking, just leave a 1 in the comments below. It'll be our little way of saying, yes, I'm ready to take that step. Keep watching because we're just getting started. I can't wait to share the next golden habit with you. You won't want to miss it. It could be the very thing that brings new energy and joy to your days. Ready to keep going? Let's dive in. I'm so glad you're still here with me, and if you commented 1 below, I can already tell you're someone who's ready to make the most of every single day, just like James. Now, here's something else I need to tell you about James. While his daily walks brought back his energy and confidence, there was still something nagging at him. Some mornings he'd wake up feeling stiff, achy, and just plain worn out. His joints felt heavy, his muscles sore. So, one afternoon, while taking his usual stroll, he stopped by his friend Laura's house. Laura is one of those people who just seems to glow sharp as a tack, always smiling and somehow always bustling around her kitchen like she's cooking up something magical. James sat down at Laura's cozy kitchen table, eyes drawn to a colourful salad she was preparing, greens piled high, topped with fresh berries, walnuts, bright orange slices, and a drizzle of olive oil. It looked beautiful and, strangely enough, comforting. "I don't know how you do it, Laura," James said, his eyes trailing the careful way she sliced an avocado. "You always seem so full of energy. No aches, no grogginess, just vibrant." Laura laughed, her eyes sparkling. "Oh, James, you know I've got my days, but I try to be good to my body, and what I eat, well, it makes all the difference." James couldn't help but lean in, curious. "And you know what? I think you might be curious too, because what Laura was about to share with him was the second golden habit. And it might just be the piece you've been missing." Laura told James something so simple, but so powerful. What you put into your body matters just as much as what you do with it. You can walk 100 miles, but if you're fueling yourself with junk, it's like trying to run a car on dirty oil. The truth is, as we get older, our bodies need good, wholesome nourishment more than ever. Yet so many people fall into the trap of convenience grabbing whatever's easy, whatever's quick. But those fast foods, those processed meals loaded with sugar and unhealthy fats, they're only making things harder. Laura explained it in a way that stuck with James. When you eat well, you're giving your body the tools it needs to heal, to stay strong, to feel energized. It's true. Scientists have found that diets rich in whole, nutrient-dense foods can do wonders for your health. And it's not just about living longer, it's about living better, feeling stronger, thinking clearer, moving freely. James listened as Laura listed off the foods she swore by: leafy greens like spinach and kale, packed with vitamins to protect his heart. Bright, colourful berries full of antioxidants to fight inflammation and boost his immune system. Whole grains like quinoa and oats that give him steady, reliable energy throughout the day. And lean proteins to help keep his muscles strong, even as he ages. Laura's voice softened when she talked about her favourite healthy fats: avocados, nuts, olive oil. "People forget how important these are," she said. "They keep your brain sharp, and they protect your heart." You should have seen the way James's eyes lit up when Laura placed a bowl of that salad in front of him. He'd never tasted anything so fresh, so vibrant. And the best part? He didn't feel heavy or sluggish afterward, just satisfied. But Laura didn't just hand him a salad and send him on his way. She explained that changing your diet doesn't have to be complicated or restrictive. It's about making small, intentional choices that add up over time. Every time you reach for fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, or lean proteins instead of sugary snacks or fried foods, you're investing in yourself, Laura said. And hydration, James. Don't forget water. Staying hydrated is like keeping oil in a well-tuned engine. Her words struck a chord with him, and I think they're hitting home for you too, aren't they? Because the truth is, when you start paying attention to what you eat, you're setting yourself up for a future that feels clear, strong, and truly alive. The science backs it up. Studies show that processed foods loaded with artificial sugars and unhealthy fats can actually accelerate aging. They can contribute to chronic illnesses like diabetes, high blood pressure, and even cognitive decline. They may taste good in the moment, but they take a toll on your body over time. But here's the beautiful part. When you choose to fuel yourself properly, you can feel the difference. Your energy levels rise, your thoughts feel sharper, your joints ache less, your heart beats stronger. And just like James, you'll notice that shift, that sense of revitalization. Now, I know it's not always easy. Life gets busy, and sometimes grabbing something quick feels like the only option. But just like James made a decision to walk every day, you can make a decision to be kinder to your body through the food you eat. Even if it's something small like swapping out white bread for whole grain, choosing fresh fruit instead of a sugary dessert, or drinking water instead of soda, every small choice matters. It all adds up. James left Laura's house that day feeling inspired, but also a little overwhelmed. He didn't know where to start. So, Laura gave him the best advice he could have asked for. Start small. Just add 1 or 2 healthy choices to your day. Maybe a handful of nuts, maybe an extra glass of water, and build from there. And that's exactly what he did. So, my friend, if you're still here with me, and you're ready to make even the tiniest positive change to your diet, just type 2 in the comments below. It'll be our little agreement that you're ready to take care of yourself, just like James. And I promise you it's worth it, because every good choice you make is one step closer to feeling your best. But we're not done yet, because there's another golden habit James discovered along the way, and this one is all about keeping your mind as sharp and clear as your body. So stick with me. I can't wait to share it with you. Ready to continue? Let's dive in. I love that you're still here with me, and I saw those 2 comments you left below. That tells me you're ready to make changes for the better, just like James. You know, it's amazing how small shifts can lead to something truly life-changing. And that's what brings me to the next golden habit. After that visit to Laura's house, James started paying more attention to what he was eating. He felt lighter, sharper, and his daily walks were becoming a joy instead of a chore. But even then, something kept nagging at him. You see, James had always been a bit of a bookworm. In his younger years, he could spend hours devouring novels, solving crossword puzzles, even learning new things just for the thrill of it. But lately, he'd found himself forgetting small things. The name of a new neighbor, where he'd left his keys, even words he once knew by heart. One afternoon, James was sitting by his window, a puzzle book open on his lap. But the squares remained empty. His mind felt cloudy, stubbornly refusing to connect the dots. It frustrated him, and more than that, it scared him. He started wondering if those little lapses were just a normal part of aging, or if he was slowly losing the sharpness that had once defined him. I wonder if you've ever felt like that, like your memory isn't what it used to be, or that your thoughts feel slower than they once were. It's a feeling that can be unsettling, even a little lonely. And that's exactly how James felt. But one day, during another visit with Laura, he brought it up. She was chopping vegetables, her hands moving quickly, while James sat across from her, a cloud of worry shadowing his face. "Laura," he said, voice low and uncertain, "I feel like I'm losing my mind. I can't remember things like I used to, and sometimes I just feel foggy." Laura looked up, her expression calm and understanding. "James, you're not losing your mind. You're just not exercising it." He blinked, surprised. "Exercising my mind? What do you mean?" Laura set down her knife and leaned forward, her eyes warm and steady. "Your brain is like a muscle, James. Just like you've been building strength through walking and fueling your body with good food, you've got to do the same for your mind, keeping it sharp and engaged." That simple explanation clicked for James. It made sense, and the more Laura explained, the more hopeful he felt. She told him how studies have shown that engaging your mind regularly can not only preserve your memory, but even improve problem-solving skills and creativity. Just like his muscles grew stronger with each walk, his mind could grow sharper with each new challenge. "So, what should I be doing?" James asked, his curiosity finally outpacing his worry. "Well, for starters, keep doing those crossword puzzles you love," Laura said with a smile. "But don't stop there. Read books. Try learning something new like a hobby or a skill. And most importantly, stay connected with people. Conversations are one of the best exercises for your mind." Laura went on to explain that meaningful social interactions are incredibly powerful. They force the brain to process thoughts, feelings, and information at the same time. It's like a mental workout disguised as everyday life. Think of it like this, James, she continued. Reading a book or solving a puzzle is like weight training for your brain. It builds strength. But socializing, talking to others, engaging in conversation that's like a dance, it keeps your mind agile and adaptable. James nodded, soaking in her words. He thought about all the times he'd isolated himself, avoiding social gatherings or feeling too tired to strike up a conversation. It dawned on him that he'd been missing out on a simple but powerful way to keep his mind strong. And you know what? The research backs it up. Studies have found that older adults who keep their minds engaged through activities like reading, learning, and socializing are far less likely to experience cognitive decline. They stay sharp, focused, and creative well into their later years. So James took Laura's advice. He dusted off the books on his shelf and started reading every night. Just a few pages at first, but soon he was devouring chapters. He found himself feeling more focused, more alive. But he didn't stop there. James decided to learn something new. He picked up a paintbrush for the first time since childhood, letting himself play and create without worrying about the outcome. And, most importantly, he started making more time to chat with friends, whether it was stopping to talk to neighbors during his walks or calling up old friends just to hear their voices. Day by day, he felt his mind waking up. The fog began to lift, and that worry he once carried with him, it was replaced by a sense of purpose, a joy in learning and connecting. Here's what I want you to take away from James's story. Keeping your mind active doesn't have to be complicated. It's about doing the things you love, embracing curiosity, and staying connected with the people around you. So, if you've ever found yourself feeling forgetful or foggy, like James did, I want you to know there's hope, and there's action you can take right now. Pick up a book, start a new hobby, call an old friend just to chat, and if you're still with me, if you're ready to start making small changes to keep your mind sharp, leave me a 3 in the comments below. It's a simple step, but it's a powerful one. Just like James, you have the power to keep your mind vibrant and alive. But here's the thing, James's journey didn't stop there. He was feeling stronger in his body, clearer in his mind, but there was still something missing. Something that would make him feel truly resilient and independent. And in the next part, I'm going to share exactly what that was. Stay with me. You won't want to miss it. I'm so happy you're still with me. And if you left a 3 in the comments, I can see you're ready to keep your mind sharp and alive, just like James. And you know what? That's something to be proud of. So, there was James walking every day, eating well, exercising his mind, and reconnecting with old friends. His world was starting to feel bright and vibrant again. But there was still something holding him back. One chilly morning, as he bent down to tie his shoelaces before his walk, James felt a sharp pain shoot up his knee. He winced, but shrugged it off. Just old age, he muttered to himself. But as the days went by, the pain only grew worse. Bending, lifting, even climbing the stairs in his house became a struggle. Frustration bubbled up inside him. How could he keep doing all the things that made him feel alive if his body wouldn't cooperate, if every step felt like a chore? James tried to ignore it, hoping it would just go away. But deep down, he knew better. And so, one afternoon, he called Laura. She picked up on the first ring, her voice as warm and inviting as ever. "James, how are you?" "Well, not great," he admitted, his voice a little shaky. "My knees are giving me trouble. Feels like I'm losing all the strength I'd built up, and I hate it." Laura listened closely, her tone gentle. "James, you're not losing anything. You're just missing the last piece of the puzzle." "What do you mean?" James asked. His curiosity piqued. "Strength training," Laura replied, her words firm and certain. "Just like your brain needs exercise to stay sharp, your muscles need it to stay strong. And the best part? It doesn't have to be complicated or exhausting. Just a few minutes a day can make all the difference." James couldn't help but chuckle. "Strength training? At my age? I'm not exactly looking to be a bodybuilder, Laura." Laura laughed too. "It's not about lifting heavy weights, James. It's about giving your body the support it needs to keep doing all the things you love. Walking, gardening, even just getting out of a chair without wincing. It's about staying independent." Laura went on to explain something that hit James hard. "As we get older, our muscles naturally start to weaken. It's called sarcopenia, and it can make even simple tasks feel difficult. But strength training? It helps you fight back. It helps you rebuild what time tries to take away." She told him how just a few minutes of gentle exercises could make a world of difference. Things like squats, leg lifts, and light resistance band work. Nothing fancy, nothing painful. Just intentional, steady movements that would build back the strength he thought he'd lost forever. "Think of it like this, James," Laura said softly. "Your muscles are like old friends. If you stop visiting them, they drift away. But if you give them just a little attention, they come back stronger and happier than ever." The simplicity of her words comforted him, and the next morning, James decided to give it a try. He started small, just a few squats, using the back of a chair for support, a couple of leg lifts while sitting down, and some gentle arm curls using water bottles he pulled from his fridge. Nothing fancy. Nothing painful. Just steady, intentional movements. And you know what? After just a few days, he could feel the difference. His legs felt stronger, his arms steadier, even his posture improved, and the pain in his knees? It wasn't gone, but it was fading. He was reclaiming his strength bit by bit. What James didn't know at the time was that science was right there backing him up. Studies have shown that strength training can help prevent muscle loss, improve balance, and even protect your bones from conditions like osteoporosis. It's not just about looking strong. It's about being strong, feeling steady, and staying independent. The best part? You don't need a gym. You don't need fancy equipment. You just need the willingness to start, to give your muscles a little love and attention, to show your body that you care. James started looking forward to his little workouts. It became part of his routine, right alongside his morning walk. And it wasn't long before he felt the difference, just in his knees, but in everything he did. Lifting grocery bags? No problem. Climbing stairs? Easier than it had been in years. Even his balance felt better, more stable, more reliable. But beyond the physical benefits, there was something else happening too. Every time he completed his little exercises, James felt a sense of pride, a feeling of accomplishment, proof that he could do something for himself, on his own terms. I want you to imagine feeling that same strength, that same pride. Imagine moving through your day without feeling weak or wobbly. Imagine being able to pick up your grandchild, garden without aching, or simply get up from a chair without wincing. And here's the truth. You can. Strength training doesn't require perfection. It doesn't require endless hours or expensive equipment. It just requires you, taking those small steps, building those small habits, just like James did. And if you're ready to give it a try, even if it's just a few minutes a day, leave me a 4 in the comments below. Because making that commitment to yourself, it's one of the best decisions you'll ever make. But James's journey wasn't over. Sure, he was feeling stronger, sharper, healthier than he had in years. But there was still one piece left, and it was a big one. The piece that truly made him feel like his life was worth living. And that's what I'll be sharing with you next. I can't wait to tell you. I can't tell you how much it means to me that you've stayed with me this far. And if you left a 4 below, I know you're serious about building strength and feeling better, just like James. By now, James was doing better than he ever imagined. His walks had become a joy again. His diet was nourishing his body and keeping his energy steady. His mind felt sharper and clearer thanks to all the books he'd been reading and the friends he'd been reconnecting with. And his strength training? Well, that was the real surprise. It made him feel sturdy, confident, even powerful. But despite all those improvements, something was still missing. And for a while, he couldn't quite put his finger on it. One evening, as he sat in his living room flipping through an old photo album, the answer came to him. He paused on a photo of himself and his late wife, Margaret, laughing at some long-forgotten joke. It was just the two of them, sitting at a park bench, surrounded by friends. James felt a tightness in his chest. Since Margaret passed, he'd been keeping to himself. Days blurred into weeks, weeks into months. And before he knew it, loneliness had crept into his life, slowly and silently. He realized then that even though his body was getting stronger and his mind was feeling sharper, his heart was aching. Because deep down, he was missing something that mattered more than anything. Connection. You see, James had fallen into the same trap so many of us do. Life changes, retirement, the loss of loved ones, children growing up and moving away. It's easy to drift into solitude without even meaning to. And loneliness? It can feel heavier than anything else. But the truth is, staying connected with others is just as important as staying physically and mentally fit. It's what brings real joy and purpose to our lives. James realized he couldn't keep letting his days pass by without reaching out. And so, he decided to change that. He started calling his old friends more often, even if it felt awkward at first. He joined a book club at the local community center, nervous but determined to step outside his comfort zone. And slowly he began rebuilding the social ties he'd let slip away. And something amazing started to happen. With every conversation, every shared laugh, every warm handshake or friendly hug, James felt his spirit grow stronger. His days felt brighter, fuller. And his motivation to keep taking care of his health only grew. You know, it's not just some feel-good idea. Research shows that strong social connections can actually boost your immune system, lower your blood pressure, and even help protect against cognitive decline. Just being around people who care about you and who you care about, it's powerful. But it's more than that. It's about feeling seen, feeling valued, knowing that you matter to someone else. One afternoon, James was sitting in his backyard, the sun warm on his face, his phone cradled in his hand. He had just hung up from a long, laughter-filled conversation with Laura. And for the first time in a long while, he felt truly content. Because he'd found the final golden habit, and it was the most important one of all. Staying connected. James realized that his journey wasn't just about building a strong body or a sharp mind. It was about creating a full, rich life, one that was filled with moments of joy, friendship, and love. And that's something I want you to have too. I want you to feel surrounded by warmth, supported by people who care about you. And I want you to know that it's never too late to rebuild those connections, to make new friends, to reach out to old ones. So, here's what I'd love for you to do. If you've been feeling isolated or lonely, even just a little bit, I encourage you to take a step toward reconnecting. Whether it's calling an old friend, joining a group that interests you, or even just smiling and saying hello to a neighbor, it all counts. And if you're still with me, and I hope you are, leave me a 5 in the comments below, because that's our way of saying, I'm ready to reach out. I'm ready to feel connected. James's story is proof that it's never too late to reclaim your life. to feel vibrant, healthy, and truly alive. And you can do it too. You've made it this far, which tells me you're ready. Ready to take action. Ready to embrace all 6 golden habits and make them your own. So, let's recap them one more time. Walk every day, because every step brings you strength and clarity. Eat well, fuel your body with real, wholesome foods. Keep your mind active. Stay curious. Keep learning. Keep connecting. Build your strength. Just a few minutes a day can make all the difference. Stay socially connected, because true health includes your heart and soul. And finally, sleep well, which I'll talk more about in our next video, because a well-rested body is a strong, resilient body. You have the power to create a life that feels vibrant and joyful, no matter your age, just like James. And I want to be here to help you do it. So, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And if you found James's journey helpful or inspiring, hit that like button and share it with someone you care about, because we all deserve to feel strong, healthy, and connected. Thank you so much for being here with me today. You've made this journey so special, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Take care of yourself. And remember, you're never alone.